Hey guys, it's Molly from Baird & Warner. I am promising you a set of videos that will help you as buyers and sellers. And over the course of the next few months, I'm going to give you some content that is based on my experience. So of course, I would love to work with you. But even if you're in another market and wondering about some of these questions, this goes for you. Think about how this relates to the way you're represented by your listing agent in your market or a buyer's agent. So the first thing I want to talk about, which is a simple concept, but it is one that's critical. If you are listing your house and want to sell it, there's all these smoke and mirrors, all the things we can do with marketing and impressions on the web and, signage and all of that. But here's one really simple thing that's important that a lot of people forget. You need to give the buyers access to your house. The way the market works, when people are out looking, they want to see it now. When they say, hey, this is when I'm available, you got to get them in there. So you can't make it hard for them. I can't tell you the number of the times that I'm out in the market trying to help a buyer find a home. We say we're available Wednesday afternoon at 5 o'clock. I set up a couple showings because of course there's more than one house they want to see. And there's always one or two agents, listing agents, that say, oh, Molly, I'm sorry. I can't show it at 5:30 on Wednesday when you want to see it, but I can show it on Friday at 1 or Saturday at 4. That's not what I asked for. That's not when the buyers are available. So it's super critical to know that your listing agent is getting buyers in to see your listing when they want to see it. I think the other misconception is a lot of sellers think, I want my agent to be there. So if my agent can't be there, we're not showing the house. Do not fall for that. Please don't. Yes, it's good for me to be there if the other buyer's agent wants me to be there. What's more important is the home available when the buyers and the buyer's agent want to get in? So here's the way I do it, which is a little bit different. I will confirm a showing. Whenever an agent asks for a showing, if you tell me as the seller, I'm available to show this house between 9 and 7 every day of the week, except for noon to 1 on Mondays. I put that schedule out there for other agents. I let them know up front, these are the times you can schedule. If they schedule a showing in that time, it's going to get approved. 100% of the time, it's going to get approved because I know you as the seller said, my house is available. It doesn't matter whether I'm available or not because I do my job. And here's what I do. If the buyer's agent wants me there, I will figure out a way to get myself there. I ask them all the time, do you want me there for the showing or would you like a private showing? 9.5 times out of 10, they want the private showing. How many times have you been walking through a house with your agent and the listing agent says, well, over here's the bathroom. And as you can see, there's the kitchen and this is the third bedroom. We get it. We understand how house layouts work, right? You don't need to give me a guided tour. So if you're a good selling agent, you're going to get the right marketing materials in the house. It could be as simple as having a one sheet that has a list of did you know about this house? We don't need to give you the room sizes. You're standing in the house. But what you might want to know is the furnace is 2 years old. The roof is 1 year old. There's a green system for heat, and it's something that other houses might not have. Put that front and center. Then the other thing I do is if they don't want me there, I will say, I'm available by phone. FaceTime me. Text me, I'll answer your real-time questions. I will be there virtually, but I won't be there to hover over you. And I will tell you, I get such good feedback from showing that way because agents can spend their time there with the buyers. They gather the feedback. And then when I actually ask for feedback, they call and give me the feedback as opposed to me kind of hovering and them feeling like they have to whisper and can't share the reality of the situation. So don't let that happen to you as a seller. Don't be short-sighted. Don't demand that your agent be there because that's not necessarily true. And let your agent decide what makes for the best showing experience because we're the ones out there in the market doing it every day. I think the other thing I would say, I know a lot of sellers say to me, I'm worried about security. If you're not there, then how do I know people aren't going to come into my house and steal stuff? Well, here's the way I deal with that. I use special lock boxes here in Chicago. So if I'm letting an agent in on a lockbox, I use a digital lockbox. And really good agents in Chicago will have a key card to access these lock boxes. A lot of the agents that don't transact as much might not, so I have to generate a special code for them. But regardless, the way this happens is they get a very short window in which they can access the lock box, and it gives them a one-time use code. So if they're scheduled to see your house between 2 and 3 o'clock, that code is only available between 2 and 3. It completely resets itself afterward. And the nice thing about that is I get an alert when they access the lockbox and when they close the lockbox. That access is tied to the agent's license number, so I know exactly who was in the home when they were in the home, and if, say, a key goes missing, I know exactly who lost that key. Rare, but it happens. So there is a way to safely do that. There is a way to to follow up to ensure that the showing went well, that the key is in the lockbox. It takes a little more coordination, but frankly, I think it makes for a better showing experience. So when it comes down to it in the end, as a seller, don't fall for the hype about my agent needs to be here and it needs to be an in-person showing and they need to, no. What's important? Have the lights on in the home. Perhaps have soft music playing, but have the lights on. Have the home open and welcoming for the potential buyer. And have your agent accessible. Make sure the information is front of the buyer. And that's it. That's what you need to know. Most important, get them in. Get them in when they want to get in, because otherwise you lose your chance. That's kind of the real deal. I'm speaking it as I would tell another agent in the industry, and I know a lot of sellers don't want to hear it, but I think it's really important you do because it's critical. I'll be back at you with some more.